Yes. No, these are actually some really tall bell pepper tree. And all of them is pretty tall. Every last one of them is pretty tall. And we still have a month and a half to 2 months for these things to grow and produce. As you can see, the secret to growing bell pepper tree, one of the secret of growing bell pepper tree is planting them deep and also in the sun. If you notice right now, you're going to be seeing how the sun is shining. The sun is naturally hovering over this area right at this moment. And for what we're seeing right now, our bell pepper them is doing so great, so wonderful. We actually have a 9-foot bell pepper tree right at this moment. All right, now why you got to be focusing on these plants? Why? Especially when these plants is so tall. Now these plants is very tall. The least you're gonna know the size is 6 feet tall and growing. This one here is basically 9 feet tall. Now this is the state that I have going up there, and as far as we see a lot of pepper on this area, so we have to make sure that we tie this. This is very important, guys. You see how I'm keep tying them all the way going up? You have to keep tying them. So now this is 8 foot, which already break the last record. This is 9 foot, sorry, which already break the last record of 8 foot, the bell pepper tree. Now we actually heading for 10 feet. Now I have to make sure I brace this thing up, because if I don't brace it up, we see bell pepper start coming in from every angle on this plant. So we have to brace this thing up, and that it can, you see all this? This have to brace up, because if you don't brace this up, this gonna eventually pop and break. Who knows, if we ain't do that, we can lose the top of this, which we're not trying to do at all. So the goal is maintaining them. How do we get our plants to get to this stage, guys? How do we get our plants to get to this stage where they're so huge, tall, and producing so much? Well, one of my greatest experience when come on bell pepper is understanding what they require and understanding what they love. What we know for sure, from my experience, we know that bell pepper really enjoy organic matter. We also know that bell pepper prefer that they could plant in an area that the water, the rain can soak the root and run away. Bell pepper do not like their root to be soaking in water. So these are things you need to be aware of. Do not plant them in areas where the water settles. They do not like that. They also love organic matter. They really enjoy more organic matter. For my experience, this is from my experience, and this is a natural garden. And for our experience, they enjoy organic matter. Meaning, they love to use the weeds that grows up in your garden. You use it, and you build your soil with it. You put it to break down, and you add it back in your soil every year. And that's what that's gonna do. That's gonna maintain your soil. So your soil will always be rich. It doesn't matter how much you plant in your garden, your soil will always be rich. Why? Because of maintaining. So once you maintain it, you will be okay. This one here is actually heading for 9 feet, and if you notice going up there now, this one, this limb, we definitely need a stake to stake this up, because if we don't do this, we can lose this. And look how much pepper going up on that limb there, so we can't afford. So now I have to get some really long stake to stake this thing up, because I can lose it. The 9 foot over there, the same thing. All this pepper is really growing massive, but the secret to this thing is, it's very simple. It's very simple. They love organic matter, and they love to be in the sunlight, and plant them at least 10 to 12 inches deep. And for what we notice, most other sweet pepper, we understand that other sweet pepper is basically the same thing, because last year we grow a Poblano 12 feet tall, a Poblano pepper, and it's the same thing we do. All right, we also have, look, we have an Italian sweet pepper growing right here, and this thing is over 7 feet now. This one is over 7 feet. So what we notice, the sweet pepper, all of our sweet pepper is actually striving, doing really well from the same soil, which is organic matter, rich organic matter, guys, rich organic matter. All right. And the great thing about this is, guys, we do not wet our pepper, we just allow them to grow. All right, sometimes we ain't see rain for 3 weeks, but does it stop the plant from growing or even producing? No. If you look, you're gonna see all the way up to the top. Not sure if you can see, you're gonna be seeing flowers. Look up there, all the way to the top. You're gonna be seeing flowers. You're also gonna be seeing peppers. So bell pepper is a really, if you understand them, if you understand what it takes, you could be very, very successful. And the great thing about it, they produce, this breed of pepper produce like wildfire. You see all these limbs not shaking there? If you don't tie these, you're gonna have problem pretty soon, because these things grow so fast. The plant is growing fast, and the bell pepper them is also growing fast. How do that happen? Your soil have to be well balanced. If your soil is well balanced, that's the kind of production you're gonna get, because the plant's gonna be growing and they're gonna be producing at the same time. Not just growing and you're not seeing no fruit, you're not seeing no pepper. They're producing really, really well. And you know, every day I come in this garden, I can come with a bowl, because there's so much pepper to harvest. And let me tell you what does happen too, guys. Sometimes you see a nice big pepper and you tell yourself, you know what, I'm gonna leave you for a few more days, and then when you come out the next day, you see the pepper on the ground. The same pepper you say you're gonna leave in a few days. Why? Because it pop the limb. If you notice, you're gonna see how I have this one stake up here. This one is pretty okay. That could stay there for a little, but you cannot focus in allowing them to ripe. You try to get them to that mature stage, and after you get them to that mature stage, you can say, okay, let's harvest. Because trying to keep them on the tree so heavy, they're so heavy, that's the thing. Trying to keep them on the tree, they end up break the limb, and then you end up losing the small one there. So this is why I come in the garden and I try to harvest all the big ones and just leave the small one, because I'm trying not to lose the limb. And the more I harvest is the more I'm actually getting. All right. So guys, if you're trying to grow massive bell pepper plant and you find this channel, then you need to stick to this channel, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, because I guarantee you will be very successful growing bell pepper if you follow our step. And we have tons of video showing you how we grow them. We have live shows showing you how we grow them and their production. We actually have one over there already hit 9 feet tall, naturally heading for 10 feet. So we just want to encourage you guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We appreciate you all. Peace.